All right, guys, here we are for the EVO CC Race Series Advanced 690 to 1000. Doing 3 Musketeers today. Have never even pre-ridden this course through France using some of those new roads out of a start pen. I don't even know where this start pen is. It's a brand new start pen. So I don't know if everyone starts at the same time or it goes off at different times. I thought we were by ourselves, but perhaps this small group of 4 who is likely doing recon / racing just as we are will either be on its own or grouped in. So we'll see 15 seconds from now. But longer loop here, 30 something K, almost 40 K I think, closer to it. We're just gonna get lost in this. We're gonna enjoy it. We're gonna see some cobbles. We're gonna see some new twists and turns. It's gonna be a little different than we're used to in France. All right. So it looks, based on the time stamps behind us, that they are not moving. So I think it's just the 4 of us on our own here for a little recon race. 3 Musketeers for the first time. Let's see how it goes. Try to get our bearings here. Okay, I kind of know where we are. Should be pushing past the climb portal soon, is that right? On the right side. $37K, a virtual unknown. So we'll use this to get a sense of what the course is all about, figure out how to race it. Got a couple of countrymen with me right here. Maybe they know each other, maybe they don't. Okay. So far, so good. Working through the lead-in. I believe at the end of the lead-in, we will be on the new section of roads with cobbles. Don't quote me on that. We'll find out together. Very, very casual start here. I think that casual start is what comes next. Who knows? Let's use this opportunity to spin out, warm the legs up. Looks like all 4 of us are here and accounted for. Go up and over. Okay. I believe we're going to go left here. Awesome. This looks new. Okay. Just float along this undulating terrain. Nice windmill, a proper old school windmill, and then right into a wind farm. 2% up this drag here. And here we go. Right into the cobbles. We are on a Zwift ride, so we don't get any of the bumpiness that some of the other bikes give in terms of feedback. Not entirely sure of the rolling resistance or draft dynamics through the cobbles. So just stay a little closer to the front. Just tapping it along. Out of that first cobbled section. A lot of sidewalk chalk here. Can't even read it all. That's a little busy. A little downhill here. Just ease off. Looks like we've got another one of those gradual uphill drags. 4% requires some work. Not a lot of work. So you can expect in larger races, people will be pushing at 3% over the top here. Not a super long drag there, but long enough to disrupt you if you're caught off the back. Back to nice and flat, into our second cobbled section. Okay, another banner coming up. So we haven't needed the feather, but we'll use it right at the banner. Get a top up. Okay, that's 2 cobbled sections in the first 4K of the race. One area that's 3-4% that will require a sustained effort if people are really racing it. Seems pretty easy to stay on wheels on the cobbles, so not really feeling a huge effect there. Maybe slightly easier to draft once you get back to the blacktop. Okay, going straight through now. Where are we headed? Section also feels a bit new. But maybe I'm just so turned around, I just don't recognize it. Go downhill there. Floating along. Maybe we turn left here. Okay. We're coming to that loop around bridge. I have ridden there before. Okay, through the gates. It's like Jurassic Park back here. Third section of cobbles. Okay, looks like another sprint point, which would suggest another banner is coming up relatively soon. Or this is just the longest sprint in Zwift. It's starting to look that way. Very long sprint. Slight uphill as we go up and around. That's real gradual. A little effort again at 3%. So it lifts, flattens, lifts again, and then immediately into a downhill. And here's the end of the sprint banner. That's wild. That is Zwift's longest sprint by far. We use the aero power up through the line. There we go. And get a refresh. Yeah. Do not start sprinting from that green strip on that last sprint piece. That would take forever. It's a multi-minute sprint. Nice 3% downhill through the banner. Pretty easy to carry speed. Pops up again to 3%. Couple pedal flicks. And back down again. So coming up to and through that banner, not hard in terms of elevation, and pretty easy kind of roller coaster it after the banner and back underneath the bridge. There's that banner up top we just came from. Starting to get our bearings. Looks like that sprint point we just went past that goes in the opposite direction. That looks like a long drag as well. So don't be fooled by those two sprint points going up and around and under and through that bridge. So far, I would say this is just a flat and fast course. Without a ton of effort, this group keeping it right around 40 kilometers per hour. Cobbles don't seem to be slowing us down that much. Of course, I'm not on the front doing the work, but he's right at 4 watts a kilo. So maybe it slows down a little bit, but drafting through the cobbles does not seem very hard. In fact, it feels quite advantageous. And then maybe we roll just a little faster back onto the asphalt. But not a massive difference between the cobbles and the asphalt. Didn't slow us down tremendously. Now your experience might be different if you're on one of those fancy bikes that feels all the bumps in the road. You might be getting shaken out of your saddle. I'm pretty happy that we're not. Okay, 8K in, a little less than 30 to go. Just pushing along. Okay. Now we should be working our way back to the aqueduct. We're moving clockwise through the loop around France. Yeah. I think there's what, 160 meters of elevation? And we've already done 48 of those meters. So, a little over a quarter of the way done with elevation. So it's 40 to 50 meters every 10K roughly, which is a nothing burger. A lot of that is going to get eaten up as we move towards the aqueduct and go up and over. Okay. Coming through a section we all know. Let's use that arrow and re-up. We're gonna get another power boost. Man, there's so many boost points on this course so far. There'll be one at the top of the aqueduct as well. So, unless the race specifically limits the number of power-ups, you're gonna have a lot of chances to use boosts on a course that kind of doesn't require any of it, unless the pack's moving super fast, closer to 50K an hour, and you're doing lots of work just to sit wheels. But for what we're doing today, I am feeling super boosty. Got more boost than I need. But a word of caution, group this small, just 4 of us. If anybody decides to put the hammer down, changes the ride entirely. Regardless, we will PR this loop. Okay, starting to do a few pushes up towards the aqueduct. Good push here. Up over the top. Yeah, right back with him. So, sort of 2 main efforts necessary in the first 11K. There's that longer drag of 3% early on. And then if you want to count the loop-to-loop, but that's not that hard to get up and over. And then there's the ever popular push up and across the aqueduct. So that's the first 12K. 2, maybe 3 efforts, all of which are a minute or less in terms of the work you need to do. And at this point after the aqueduct, we should just be surfing wheels. 52K an hour, should be like no work on a 4% downhill. .70 meters of elevation, almost halfway through if I have my numbers right. It's like 167 or 164 meters of elevation, I believe. 12K in, we're a third of the way through the work so far. Just sitting wheels as we are trying to figure out where this course goes. Okay. Let's be sure to hydrate. "20 minutes in. This course will take an hour, close to, at this pace. Now, although there are not a lot of sustained higher efforts, there is just sustained pedaling. Not a lot of undulating terrain, so especially in a faster group, you're gonna find yourself pedaling for an hour straight at pretty steady wattage. You're not gonna have as many peaks or as many sustained elevated watts as you would in a hilly course, but you're also not getting any relief, not any true relief. As we start to work back towards the balloon fields, there is some undulation there. We want to use it to the best of our ability to be able to come off pedals. But this is definitely a pedaler's course. So if you're good at just holding watts with a few undulations here and there, this is for you. And hopefully I don't eat my words, because I don't think we turn left. I don't think we actually climb. I think we're working our way back into town here, back into the start-finish banner, and then zigging and zagging through in the second half of this course. Okay, I was right about that. So now we do get some ups and downs. They're not serious. We just float down the backside. Can still spin at these speeds. Yeah, time kind of passes slowly on this course. Until now. Spoke too early. all come back together. He was just flexing across the line. And right back on the wheel. And everything's right in the universe again. Just floating along. Okay, 21K to go. It'd be great to get to halfway. So I feel like in a group that's moving fast, this would be an exciting course. 45 to 50K an hour, just really flat, fast course. That could be interesting. But with what we're doing here, it's just allowing a good recon throughout the course. Let's see if we turn off the beaten path here again. This course is the 3 Musketeers, so it's the 3 of something. We've done 1 of something so far as I can tell. So maybe we hit that section again in the beginning with the cobbles. Or maybe we do it backwards. Who knows? Here we go. Cobbles ahead. Oh, through the gates again. Gonna loop around that bridge, up, over, and under. Do not start sprinting here. Where are we? We're at 27:15, we'll call it. Let's see when we reach the banner. So 27:15. Understanding to be faster in a bigger group, but let's see what it is. Already 15 seconds. Okay. Just pushing along. There we go. And down. Little relief. We're going to pass 28:15. That's a minute from that green gate. It's wild. That's wild. It's a good minute to minute and 15 seconds to get to that line. So keep that in mind on any races that have points through that banner, that finish at that banner. It's a full minute, maybe more than a minute, depending on the speed of the group. There we go, 19K through, 18.8 to go. We just crossed halfway. Halfway likely was that banner. Where we're not looking at distances through the banner, we're looking at time on the never-ending sprint. That's what they should call it. Modeled after the Never-Ending Story, one of the greatest movies of all time. But so far, we're in good spirits. We are not in the swamp of despair. We can gallop our way out of here as long as the mood stays the same. Okay. Not noticing any effect that the cobbles have over speed or effort. So far, so good. A little 2%, 1%, and back down. Okay. Way more street paint than we could possibly read. I think that might have been MVDP on the way out, upside down. Matthew Vander Poel. Okay, let's keep hydrating. A little elevation here. Okay, so I think we came out of the cobbles and turned left away from the aqueduct this time. Okay. There's a little push there. It's a long undulating section back into town. Maybe we will cross the start finish this time. Maybe. Fun to go 40K just for a sprint. Yeah. Oh, they're baiting me. Draft cycling. That's funny. Lazy fat cycling. Well, I never. That's hilarious. I hope he's just having fun, because if he's being serious, whew. Who hurt you when you were young? All right. All right. 15K to go. Thing is, I went to the front, but I'm pulling at like 3 watts a kilo, so didn't really work out the way they wanted. Wow, maybe he is serious. That's really too bad. You're going through the cobbles. Here we go again. Choose the hill. All right. So we'll recover. I really hope that effort was up to the standards, but who knows? Maybe I am just fat and lazy, like the man on the internet says. A little push here. At least that added some entertainment to the ride. Down to 12K to go. 2/3 done. 1/3 to go. Man, he was just mean on the keyboard, yeah? Oh well. And it's rough draft cycling, not lazy draft. Oh, we're here for fun and fitness, and we're getting both. We are getting both. Where's he going? All right. Like I said, very draftable course. So draftable, we're getting in trouble for it. All right. Little ups and downs here. Oh, that's one of the bees. Awesome. That's how much we messed around. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, we got a whole group now. So good. Oh, that's gonna make that guy furious. Oh, that's great. He's gonna break his computer screen. All right, through the twists and turns. Lots of wheels now. So that's great. $10K. Now we don't get to see what wattage the other group's going, but we can surf the wheels. And I'm just here for Recon. Okay, so a very familiar part of the course. Here comes the group. Where are we going? All right. Up and over. Come on, guys. Where's everyone? Let's float down with this group. Okay. A little over 7K left. Coming through that start-finish banner. We did a little work there, right? Like 30-second repeats, maybe like 3 times. Okay. So the group that we're in has us by a minute already. But ooh. All right. Everyone's here. All right, we're just floating along. Less than 5K to go. Our buddies in my group soured the mood, but let's salvage it. Hopefully you are finding value in seeing this course. I'd never seen it before. I've never seen it raced. So pull this back. 4K to go. Let's float through. Breathe. $3K. Had to put in some big digs. Let's see. The bees are coming back. Okay. Come on, buddy. Okay. Oh, he's got me. Oh, he got me. Woof. All right. Look at Shad, smartest guy in the room. If only I didn't have draft in my name. Maybe then they wouldn't pick on me. It's all right, guys. Everybody's fighting their own battle. You never know what his day's been like. All in all, pretty good. Got a sense of the course. Got a sense of how it rides out. It's generally flat and fast. Probably went early on the finish there up that hill. Figured maybe we could get a gap. We didn't do that. They had a good arrow. They rode that arrow and held power. And so, good on them. But, yeah, I think all in all, 55 minutes. I mean, our 20-minute power is 4 watts a kilo. Granted, our overall power is 3.5. But we weren't not working. We just didn't want to do the work on the front until that B group came back in. And then our power just rose because we kept having to shut down every time Linhart got frustrated, tried to go off the front. So it just shows that was fun for us, but it wasn't productive. It's not the way to win. Shad, on the other hand, with 3.2 watts per kilo, not getting dropped, always on the back, sometimes multiple seconds off the back and comfortable there, showed us that at 3.2 watts per kilo, he had a ton in the reserves. And in the last K plus, he just left everybody behind. And then myself and Strandberg had to do some fighting. We thought we were able to put it to him up the hill. We were not. He got the best of us. Well played, Strandberg. However you rode, if you sat in, you sat on the front, wherever you were, good job. Shad, same thing, good job. And Linhart, good job. You did the most work. And I respect work. Absolutely respect work. So hopefully when heart rates go back down and cooler heads prevail, then everyone will realize it's just a video game and we're just getting more fit. Guys, thanks so much for being here. It is rough draft cycling, aka lazy cycling, aka fat cycling, which we were called fat and lazy. So, you know, I guess that's us. Anyway, if you like what you saw, give it a like, subscribe, share it with your friends. If you don't like the way I ride, leave a comment. That's fine too. You know, everybody, cycling's a sport of free will. I didn't have any teammates, I rode for myself. So, you know, it was a good time. It was a good time. All that's left for me to do is warm down. So for now, that's all from me.